Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. freedomsphoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and freedomsphoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at freedomsphoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenix.com. freedomsphoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.
It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
Now wait a minute, I got put my eye medicine in. I got wait. There. Okay, now I got that in. We can do the but I did not use the illegal stuff. You know, that was somebody's prescription with antibacterial, put it in your eye. That would be illegal. Don't do that. But you can get the over-the-counter kind of the eye drop saline, doesn't do anything. But if I were to do the combination of the two, I might get better, which I am. But not because I'm admitting that I did anything illegal. That would be bad. You know, that was one thing. I was talking to someone yesterday, Chris Hellman from the, I don't know, he's Progressive De La whatever Institute. Now, their thing is that they have been really going on, along with a lot of other people that we'll have over the next few days and next week, representing the left. I like having, these guys on because we can at least agree on what our mission is. Theirs is more government control over various things. And their thing about Obamacare, they don't like this. The House voting to do away with Obamacare because that was like a big giant chunk of goodie for them. And I'm going, you want to increase health. You want more people access to. Stop all the government regulation, licensing, control, subsidizing, and rationing of. Stop. I go right now, not later. You can go to the feed store, tax stores where they have saddles and, livestock and veterinary supply and whatever. They got them all over the valley here in Phoenix. I'm sure they do in your area too. You just go to the feed store, and I don't know what it is in your state, but you can get, 500 milliliter bottle or half a liter bottle of penicillin for less than $20. And a syringe is like 49 cents. And you can take care of yourself. Well, they also have tetracycline, different kind of whatever it is, for pigs and poultry. But I checked this out years ago. I'll tell you how I found out about it. I'll tell you this story, and it really angered me. In the mid-'90s, my children are small, they're preteen, and they're, running around being rugrats and such, and we had dogs. We had one dog named Spuds. She's passed away, and she sits on my mantle in a cremation box, everybody signs the box and kids and so on. And she had several litters. Well, one of them, we kept the dog, and our latest dog, she died about 13, 14 years old just last year, that her name is Tasha, as in Tasha Yar, Star Trek. Well, she had a brother in a previous litter named Worf, a male dog. because I really like that. So we had Worf. Worfy was, the kids loved him, and it was great and wonderful and a good puppy and so on. And then he got sick. He got what's called parvo. If you ever had a dog that got parvo, it's a terrible way to die. What happens is your intestines, or theirs do, their intestines kind of liquefy and the cells break down and they're just a constant like diarrhea of blood, and it smells like burnt pizza sauce or something. And it's very distinctive. And if you ever had it happen again, we've had friends and neighbors and girlfriends of my sons and so on have had this, and we go, I know exactly what that is, and my kids understood it too. When this happened, we went and we called the veterinary. What do we got to do? Absolutely. We can cure your dog. You bring them down, we put them on an IV. They stay here for a few days on a penicillin IV minimum. And this is in the mid-90s, $600. That'd be what, $1,000, $2,000 now. So I'm going, you know what? Love the dog, don't love him that much. Didn't have the option choice anyway. And my kids, Dad, what are you going to do? I'm sorry. We'll see how, the dog, I didn't know it was almost certain fatal without antibiotics. Put him in the bathroom where he just crapped himself to death. It was terrible. No, heck no. We're not doing, I got 22 calibers for this. And when our next dog got sick again, we were like, that was an option. We will not go through this again. I'll do what I can to find what I can get. I found out by doing, this is before internet searching was big and all that. This is mid-90s, you kind of just calling around and stuff. And some employee at a veterinary clinic was nice enough to tell me, they knew what was going to happen. And they said, you can go buy penicillin at the supply store, at the feed supply for people that have small farms and so on. And I go, really? So I went to the feed store, and sure enough, they had big brown glass things of penicillin. I take it, I get the syringes, and it was a big fight, for my wife to hold down the dog. She didn't want to hold him while I'm sticking them, and that was like a bigger issue than the dog getting stuck, because you lift up the loose skin, you just put it in there, ain't no thing. So we went ahead and did that, and we just pumped that dog, all kinds of penicillin. We did like a full syringe probably, 3, 4, 5 times a day. Within 2 or 3 days, the dog didn't get any worse. And within 2 or 3 days, done. And I hardly used any of the penicillin. I mean, this is a big, bottle. It's like, 10 ounces or something. So I'm going, all right. I'm not happy about this. So I go, is this the same penicillin that, you use in yourself? Well, I talked to some pharmacy friends, and so they were pharmacists. And she goes, yeah, it's exactly the same thing. The only difference is what is the concentration. It's how many parts per million or whatever. So you look at that. Based on that information, you'll know how much you can give to yourself. Well, I mean, it's not like I'm going around sticking myself penicillin whenever I want, but it's nice to have. You can also get water soluble that they put it in the drinking water or whatever of, pigs and fowl and so on. They keep that. Same stuff. Same. Maybe an older, maybe even better version of various different antibiotics that you can get. So if you're a survivalist, what are you trading? How many doses can you get for, less than $100? You could, buy a house when the time's right. Know what I mean? Because penicillin and antibiotics are going to be extremely valuable when the health care of has to go through the man. And it's already too expensive. So talking about this to people on the left, that poor people would be better served. Poor people would be healthier. Poor people could take care of themselves. Poor people. It's not about poor people. It's about government control. And that's what they're advocating. That's what they want. That's what they are begging for. All right. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, the another thing I want to talk about, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to have John Stewart. He's one of the activists here. He does a lot on mortgage fraud and so on. And he also, a lot of people may know, every now and then we'll do a show on his case. It was January of 2008. So this is like 2 years ago. There was a drunk individual, way heavy over extreme DUI kind of out there. And this guy had blog, I like getting all roided up and going and beating up people and so on. He's on his blog, blah, 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 blah. Well, this is all, well-known, stipulated, but he was politically connected and all this kind of stuff. But it was during Super Bowl week and where you had the Phoenix Open here, the Tournament Players Club up there in North Scottsdale. So they had a lot of, overlapping events, and we were putting a lot of signs up and having fun. Well, he's putting up signs up there, and it's dark. It's, later at night. And this guy was weaving really bad. So John just went around him, sped up and went around him, got in front of him in a relatively, isolated area called Cave Creek. Cave Creek Road is not, real popular. It's way north Phoenix, kind of in the desert. Well, this guy didn't like it too much. So he came up and at the stoplight, got out, and started beating him through his driver window. Well, a shot rang out, shot the guy in the head, he's dead. They prosecute John. For 2 years this has been going on. Now he's out, he's not in jail. But he got a little bit of information down at the court today that he's going to share with us, and I want to share with you, man. This stuff, it's like you can't make this stuff up. We'll be right back. You stay there. It'll be interesting.
This is Ernest Hancock. I'm publisher of freedomsphoenix.com and the radio talk show host of Declare Your Independence. Now, I want to give you my personal endorsement of a wealthy U.S. citizen that is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He's produced a video for you. It's a real eye-opener, and I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to watch it. www.endofamerica, the numbers 1 and 7.com. Endofamerica17.com. This video has the history of how we got where we are now and where we're going and why. Now, it's a lengthy video. It'll be about 20 minutes, but you need to watch this so you understand what's going to happen to this country and how you can protect your wealth and even benefit financially. Now, you go there. It's free. I want you to watch this video. You need to have this information so that you can survive the economic collapse that's coming to America. It's not if, it's when. That's End of America, the numbers 1 and 7.com. After you watch it, you'll understand why I endorse it.